Yeah, it's a really good question because the term has been used quite loosely, I would say, in the industry. So let me try to illustrate it with an example. So say that you have someone dealing with applications in a bank or insurance environment. So what they do is they actually read the whole document and they note down, the lender, the amount, the interest rate, maturity dates, and etc. So that's exactly what information extraction is. To read, it's the act of reading the document and recording specific nuggets of information. Now, it obviously, the example that I just gave is a very, very simple example. It gets very, very complicated in the background. There are various underlying capabilities, so to speak. The first one is the one that I mentioned, which is the entity recognition. So understanding from the information that you're given, what is a person, what is an organization, what is a date, what is a monetary amount, and etc. But where it gets a bit more complicated is when it comes to the relation extraction. So it's very easy to get lost when you're just looking in isolation the information, and it's really important to understand the context on which that's happening in the background. For example, you might extract company A and company B, and that's absolutely correct. However, somewhere in the document might mention that company A is a subsidiary of company B, and it's really important to have a mechanism that capture the relationship as well. There are other interesting capabilities under the hood of information extraction, and another one which is quite important is normalization. So sometimes, you have especially in real world complex kind of data sets or documents, you have various different variants of the very same entity. For example, you might have it as the bank or the actual name of the bank, or the name of the bank with holdings, PLC, etc. So it's really important that you not just extract the information, but you put it into the right context and you normalize it. So yes, that's pretty much what it is in a nutshell. It's a vertical capability, so to speak. So within organizations, you might have a lot of different departments, business unit functions that they could benefit from information extraction. Having said that, the example that I mentioned earlier, so the general umbrella term of client onboarding and KYC is something on which we have helped clients with information extraction. But it doesn't limit to that. We have contract and agreement analysis. So, the process of finding the exact terms of the right parties, obligations, or the relevant law is something which is very often seen in various different industries. Regulatory monitoring as well, or in general, financial document processing. It's something that we've seen that a lot. We've also seen that in knowledge and research, so being able to have a process that, from a corpus of accumulated documents to effectively construct a knowledge base and material which otherwise would sit in a SharePoint or in a PDF somewhere lost in the middle. So there's a lot of applications to answer your question, Fraser, and the point that I want to highlight is it's more of a horizontal capability, that it's not just in one particular business function or area of organization. It's a really good question. It's definitely the right question to ask and very topical, because that's exactly what we're working on at the moment with a UK bank. And here's the thing. So if you're watching a movie, getting 95% of the plot is definitely fine. Yeah. But if you're capturing information from a financial document, 95% potentially is not where you want to be. So it all boils down to evaluation. So we want to be in a position to run an evaluating process at the same time as the manual capture of the accuracy or the consistency or whatever the underlying metrics are, and be in a position to know whether the current results that we're getting are in line with expectation. And if we start raising confidence in terms of how well the process is working, we can then start having the scale to tip towards the automated evaluation as opposed to relying to manual cases. So to answer your question, it all boils down to evaluation, and it's finding the right balance between how many cases are being dealt manually by human in the loop elements, or you channeling through whatever the automated process that you have in place is. I think it only feels like a black box if you choose not to engage with how it works. So if the team starts, delving into a better understanding about how good the system is, where the strengths are, where potentially it struggles, or how the performance is measured, then the mystery disappears. So once people realize that it's not just magic that happens in the background and they get more and more comfortable relying on it, then this is when you demystify the black box. So I wouldn't say that it's a concern because definitely it's more about the willingness of people to spend a bit more time understanding what's happening behind the scenes, really.